Today's video, we will be looking at 10 rare humans that are 1 in a million. Stick around as some of these are incredible, like the Queen of the Dark and the Xray Girl. Crazy, right? Now let's begin with the number 10. Beatrix Pulgazi. This young woman was born with a nevus birthmark covering more than 80% of her skin. Beatrix Pulgazi, 25, from Sao Paulo, Brazil, underwent vast amounts of surgery to reduce her birthmarks, as they were prone to cause skin cancer. This was quite scary for her and her family, as they did not know how it happened. All they knew was that they had to get it sorted. Her condition is so rare that it affects just 1 in 500,000 people. Imagine a room full of 500,000 people, and only one person in that room has this disease. Is it crazy? This is very rare. Number 9. Queen of the Dark. 24-year-old Nia Kim Gatwich is as strong as she is beautiful. The model, who now lives in Minneapolis, is on a journey to promote skin positivity and self-acceptance, along with her gorgeous photos, which she shares with her 89,000 plus followers on Instagram. She also sends out inspirational messages, especially to women who are struggling to be comfortable in their skin. This is beautiful, using your platform to spread awareness and letting other women know that their skin is beautiful. As women struggle with this a lot, and she has mentioned her story a lot, and how she grew up very insecure. Now she spreads her confidence to others. Number 8. Man with the Stretchiest Skin. Gary Stretch Turner. His skin is so loose and stretchy he can turn his belly into a table, capable of holding 3 pints of beer. Whether anyone wants to be served a beverage from a skin shelf is unclear, but just in case they do, Mr. Turner has plenty more tricks up his sagging sleeves. The 41-year-old suffers from an extreme case of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a rare genetic disorder that has weakened his skin. This disease is quite rare, especially at the extremity of this man here. Number 7. Horned Lady. An elderly Chinese woman has stunned her family and fellow villagers by a horn growing from her forehead that resembles a goat's horn. Grandmother Zhang Ruifang, 101, of Linlo Village, Henna Province, began developing the mysterious protrusion last year. Since then, it has grown 2.4 inches in length, and another now appears to emerge on the other side of the mother of 7's forehead. It apparently is like any other born in her body and will keep growing. Number 6. The World's Dirtiest Man. The World's Dirtiest Man has not had a bath in 60 years, but he has still not given up on finding love. Amu Haji has an aversion to soap and water, and even the suggestion of a bath drives him crazy. The 80-year-old has lived alone in the Iranian desert for the last 6 decades. But Amon is amorous and looking for love. Well, I hope he finds someone who has lost their sense of smell one day. Not surprisingly, he doesn't have too much friends around for dinner, as his favorite meal is rotting porcupine meat. But he does like sociable smoke inhaling dried animal dung instead of tobacco. Amon's last watch was back in 1954, when Elvis Presley just launching rock and roll, and CIE was still using steam engines to pull its trains. Imagine being around someone who has not bathed for that long. I'm not surprised he doesn't have any friends. Number 5. The Xray Girl. Natasha Demkina has a lot of explaining to do. Sat with her mother and younger sister in a bright London office, the 17-year-old from Saransk, a rundown town 400 miles east of Moscow, seems to be the typical teenager. But less typically, Natasha claims she possesses an unusual gift. She can, she says, look deep inside people's bodies, watch their organs at work, and spot when things are going wrong. This is something out of a sci-fi movie. This little girl should be a part of the X-Men or something. Honestly, I only hear about stuff like this happening in comic books or superhero movies. Number 4. The Silver Man. In 2008, Paul Carson, a 57-year-old man from the Pacific Northwest, agreed to appear on the Today Show. From head to toe, Paul Carson was the color blue, and he actually has the coolest silver tint to his skin that you will never seen on a human before. It is actually incredible to see. He looks like he should be in the X-Men or something. Carson bought a device to make his own colloidal silver at home. A colloidal is one substance dispersed through a second, and soon he was drinking a 10-ounce tumbler of the stuff daily, hoping to improve his general health and dabbing it on his face for his dermatitis. After a few years of this regimen, he had developed a case what doctors call argyria, a blue-gray discoloration of the skin and mucous membranes. Number 3. The Hairiest Man on Earth. I know some people say they like to see a man with a bit of hair on their chest. Well, our next pick really wins that department. Larry Gomez is an extremely hairy man. He's the world's hairiest man, in fact, with thick, dark hair covering 98% of his body. The only parts of him that aren't hairy are his hands and feet. Larry was born with a congenital generalized hypertetrosis, a rare genetic disorder that causes excessive hair growth. It affects fewer than 100 people worldwide, many of whom are members of Larry's family. I mean, this is like the Wolfman or something. Number 2, the man with no fat. British paracyclist Tom Staniford has discovered he is one of just 8 people in the world with this rare syndrome. Staniford, 23, is unable to store fat under his skin, losing all the fat under his face and limbs during childhood, despite having been born a normal weight. He has no fat in any part of his body, meaning that it is only skin, muscle, and bone. I know I wouldn't mind losing a little weight, but having no fat at all? That is incredible. Number 1, Rose Gale. A woman who spent more than 20 years shaving her stubble is embracing life as a bearded lady by beating blokes in beard battles. Yeah, that is right. Women can also beat men in beard battles, so watch out. Rose Gale, 42, began competing as the only female in all-male beard competitions recently, placing 6 out of the 107 contestants. She takes pride in her beard and gets a lot of respect for being confident in growing one, which is what she deserves. Wow, this is a really crazy world we live in. For more great content, click on the recommended videos that are popping up on the left and right side of the screen. See ya.